What's up, world? I am Marcel Bowie.
And I'm Morgan Mitchell.
And we have a special guest with us today. Give it up, NBA champion, NBA All-Star, boss, Caron Butler, my G, Tuff Juice, author himself. Let's go, man. How are you?
What's going on, man? What's going on? Thanks for having me on the show, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Sis, I appreciate y'all reaching out. Thank y'all for the support. Every time I post something, I always feel the energy and love. So it's a pleasure and honor to be on y'all show.
You're amazing. Always doing a lot. So we love to just show love back.
Absolutely.
You have a new show on NBA Twitter. It's the NBA Together Roundtable. Can you tell us how that came about and what you guys are kind of discussing?
You know what? I was trying to take this show to multiple platforms, and I think it's Quapey or QP or something.
That new platform, 10-minute platform.
Yeah, they offered to put it on that platform. A couple of other platforms offered to just host it, but I looked at the massive outreach of people from all walks of life, and I wanted to hit everyone. So the NBA, in the midst of this pandemic, was in need and search of, content and something fresh. And the NBA Roundtable was just all about bringing awareness to real issues in real time and people that had a pulse on those things. So, from attorney generals to, Brad Stevenson, who the movie Just Mercy, he was the character that Michael B. Jordan had played. Yeah, so it was amazing. So I just wanted to, bring all this information and how I was informed in real time, because I serve on the board of mass incarceration with the Vera Institute, and I've been a trustee for over going on 2 years. And what I've learned is that when you're uninformed and uneducated about topics and real issues, you really don't know. You know what I mean? You're just following trends and waves. So it's like hashtag driven and clickbait shit. But, I wanted to do something that was real. And, the NBA, Adam Silver, Charlie, they was like, go with it. We need this. We need this discussion to happen. And that's what happened.
Yeah, and we both watched the first 2 episodes, which have been amazing, Tuesdays at 7, and then also a replay. And are those the people that you're reaching out to? Is it just contacts you've had? Because we saw Kyle Korver on there and some other people too that have had big impacts when it comes to social justice and just speaking about issues they're passionate about. But how do you connect with them?
Well, it's kind of like my show, with the Tuff Juice podcast. The NBA feel like, what, this would be a great guest to have on this platform, and this also individuals that I have relationships with. So, we have a huge discussion coming up this upcoming week about racial discrimination in the Asian community, and y'all just going to be blown away by the guests that we have on there talking about it, just because it is a huge thing. Once this coronavirus hit, people was looking to point a finger like they always do. Instead of looking for real solutions, they're like, blame them. You know what I mean? Just like when poverty and things like that, blame the Black and brown community. So we just want to talk about those issues. 1, how we got here, and 2, real solutions, what we can do going forward.
That's pretty awesome. I think you touched base on that in your first episode, how people are acting towards the Asian community right now during this pandemic, which is very unfortunate. A big thing that's being discussed right now in the state of America is the Ahmaud Arbery killing that happened in February, and the 2 murderers, Gregory McMichael, 64 years old, and Travis McMichael, his son, 34 years old, gunned him down while he was just running in a neighborhood in Brunswick, Georgia, and they just got incarcerated yesterday. And this shooting happened February 23rd. So can you tell us about when you heard about this and some things that you're hearing, what's going on with this outcry?
It was crazy because the brother Sean King had posted something some time ago in reference of the shooting. And you don't know because I read everything. I read it through, but at the same time, a visual, when you're looking at the optics of something, is totally different. And the visual had surfaced, and someone sent me the link, and I didn't get a chance to look at it until last week. And then all of a sudden I look and I'm like, yo, like this is wrong. It's crazy. And I was dumbfounded to look at the DA, George Barnhill, who did not take no action on this. Now, fast forward to now, right? Shannon Brown, I saw his situation, and I don't know the facts of it, but I know he's incarcerated. He shot at 2 people selling from his property. And immediately, a black man going to jail, firearm, shots fired. That's the equation, equals penitentiary. But when you have 2 white males in this situation, supposedly trying to make a citizen arrest with an unarmed black man going on a jog, and this happens, a murder happens, it was just mind-boggling to me that not even an arrest was made. And you touched on it, since February 23rd, 20th.
That's when it happened. Yep.
Yeah, where the DA just felt like not even an arrest should be made. And now I see what's trending is that it's a huge applause, like, oh, we did it, arrest is made. People forget Zimmerman was arrested as well, and he was acquitted. He walked out. And I don't want people to take the gas off the foot off the paddle right now, because now you need more activity from us, people that have these platforms, you guys, myself, so many more, to just continue to bring awareness to this and try to move the needle, because justice isn't done until not one of them get acquitted, the oldest or the elder, but both, because they both was wrong, and they both was an accessory. For the one that did not shoot him, the other one was an accessory. And we know in our communities, the accessory to the murder still get massive life sentences.
Yeah, and one thing that I think people have just been trying to figure out what they can do to help. So like you said, a lot of people that have platforms are taking to their platforms. One thing that I participated in today, it would actually have been Ahmaud's 26th birthday. So people are running 2.23 miles in his honor. Have you seen that? Are you planning on running? Like, what do you have going on with that?
So I've been cycling 4 days a week, and when I saw that, our agency had reached out to all the clients on the roster, and they just asked us, or pretty much told us, his birthday was coming up. This was the 2.3 mile challenge, in honor for him for his birthday, and I'm doing it this evening. We're on Pacific time, so I'm doing it at 4 o'clock Pacific time today with a group of individuals here in the community. And everybody's just going to get out and be a huge supporter of that. I'm going to post it on my site also, along with the link that they had shared with us to, kind of continue to move the needle and bring awareness to, this tragedy. And, prayers to his family, prayers to everyone that affected, people that didn't even know this brother, just, seeing that visually, the optics of that can really do something to you. And it sticks with me. Like, I went to sleep with that visual in my head, knowing that today is that brother's birthday, and he's not no longer here on earth.
Yeah, it's tough to see and tough to go through, but the information is there for us, and we just need to act. I want to transition to something on a lighter note. You are a basketball player, so we want to definitely talk about basketball. So you currently do some color commentating, sideline reporting, and plays with the Wizards. Can you talk about that?
Man, it's always been a dream of mine to do something like that. And the reason why I got into this sports commentary analyst space was because of the great Phil Chenier. I'll never forget, just like we having this conversation, my guard is down, we chopping it up, we having a real talk. And I never felt like that until I sat down with Phil Chenier, and I was with the Wizards. Every time I sat down in front of media, I was always like, ask
Guard
me a
up.
question, I'm guarded. I'm dodging. But with Phil Chenier, I just put my guard down and I was talking like an hour and a half went by and we talked about pretty much everything. And I spilled the beans. I told him everything, but I felt so comfortable because I knew, like I felt that connection with him, and we just had a real authentic discussion. So I was like, I want to do this, and it's been a blessing. I've had a great time, sitting on the sideline, still learning, but also, being a teacher to, whether it's John Wall or Bradley Beal or, any of the young guys that have come over, Rui Hachimura, just come talk and just have this chalk talk. It's been therapeutic for me to be close to the game, but also it's been a hell of an experience to be a teacher and just give seeds of information.
And so with your Wizards family, you talking about how close you are with those guys, how is it to play with some of your former Wizards teammates? Like, you had these huge stars like Gilbert Arenas, Antoine Jameson, like all these great players. What was that experience like for you?
You know what? It was fun as hell just because we had so much fun. We was like one of the highest scoring trios in basketball history, right? So defense wasn't a concern. You know what I mean? So like and Brendan didn't like that. Big Brendan Haywood was in the middle like, yo, are y'all gonna play any damn defense? And we was just like, bro, we gotta get buckets. We outscore people. That's how we win games. But we had so much fun in the midst of that time, like during our reign. And I feel like we was on the cusp of doing something extremely special. And then all of a sudden, when God made LeBron, he threw away LeBron James. You know what I mean? Like, he was a special specimen. And when that brother came into the league, he was ready. It takes some individuals, a couple of trials to get ready, but he was ready. And, he was that hurdle that we couldn't get it past.
You hear some wild stories about that team back in the day. Do you have a story of the Wizards, the Wild Wizards?
Man, I'm gonna tell you, the craziest thing I ever seen with Gilbert. Avi's story was a guy that was, always contract to contract, season to season type brother, and he was grinding from Chicago. He got it out the mud, and I'll never forget coming in the locker room one time in a rim. Gilbert had one of his rims, his tires rolled into the gym in the locker room. So everybody's sitting there like, what the fuck? Like, and Ari, he was like, that looked like my car tire. And you go out, and in the parking lot, his shit is on bricks. Like, Gilbert got his truck on bricks. Now, let me tell you, Avi worked so hard. He loved his vehicle, and Gilbert had it on bricks. So it was that was like one of the craziest, funniest things that I've seen. Like, where, I saw the humor in it and I had to laugh. Now, Gilbert did some more crazy shit we're not going to discuss, but that was the real humor and funny. And he was like, okay, that's universally funny. Like, we can laugh at it. That was a funny moment right there.
Yeah, I feel like y'all just had a hilarious group, because even watching now, like, the way Gilbert even terrorized like Nick Young's kids and like
snatch your glasses. That's a snatch your glasses, huh?
You like to come into work sometimes with various hairstyles. Like,
hey, you gotta stay ready. You know what I mean? Like, now this is all mine right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. They said, that brother can't grow hair. That's why he slapped that thing on top. And I was like, look, I could grow hair. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't Jason Whitman or nothing like that. Or Jason Whitlock, my bad. So I ain't him. I can actually grow hair.
It's just a choice that you make to keep
it. I made a choice on the fly to just slap some hair on top.
I know you spoke about LeBron. What other players were probably your toughest competition during those years?
Bro, it was, obviously Kobe was just the MJR era. He's special. That's family right there. That's my brother. He's deeply missed. But when I think about people that we had to go through on the Eastern Conference, man, I mean, Vince Carter, he was a problem. Paul Pierce, He was always a headache. Carmelo Anthony, when he came to the Knicks, he was a problem. Like it was so many guys that was just so good. Dwayne Wade and what he was doing in Miami. I mean, once Shaq had came over there, they figured it out, whatever it was. They just had like a good disposition about their self, every time they stepped out there on the court. And then also, people forget and sleep on how really good the Detroit Pistons were for how long. They dominated the Eastern Conference for pretty much a decade. Joe Dumars pretty much was winning Executive of the Year every year. You know what I mean? Because they was just so good and consistent. And, now he cannot get a job for whatever reason, but he was just the ultimate architect of just putting together the right pieces and components to win basketball games.
Yeah, we with you. We know a lot of people who probably should have jobs and positions. Things just happen that way. But we're going to have some more fun and do like a rapid fire game with you.
All right, let's get it.
For the culture, we call it.
For the culture?
Be on your toes.
It is time to play For the Culture. Come on down, Caron.
What was on your playlist before a game?
Tupac. All eyes on me.
All eyes on me.
Favorite basketball sneaker to play in?
Oh, man, the 2K Hirachis.
Where did your name Tuff Juice come from?
Coach Eddie Jordan. Came in one time. I was supposed to be out for 4 to 6 weeks due to a spiral fracture. You see the finger, right?
Yeah.
Still can't bend straight. And I ended up playing anyway. And he was like, man, you just won tough. You know the rest. And it stuck with me. It's like Tuff Juice.
Word. National Player of the Year at UConn. What was your second choice if you didn't go to UConn?
If I didn't go to UConn, I actually would have went to St. John's University.
Queens? Why you didn't come to Queens, man?
It would have happened. Even though I verbally committed to UNLV, I was going to St. John's. Coach Mike Jarvis.
You would have been there when my cousin was there. My cousin Ryan Williams was there during right before he was one of Jarvis's recruits. So that would have been crazy.
Was he there with Omar Cook?
Nah, a little bit after.
Okay, because that was the only reason I knew I needed a good guard. So it was either Talik Brown, Omar Cook, or Andre Barrett. And I chose Talik Brown.
Wow.
Who are your top 5 players to watch the NBA today?
Right now, top 5 players, LeBron James, James Harden. I love watching him. Russell Westbrook, just because he just plays hard as hell no matter what. And it can be good or bad sometimes, but I just love his effort that he brings. Kevin Durant, effortless, just scoring the way that he plays. And then my last guy, I would say that 5th one is the tough one, but I would go with, did I say Steph Curry?
No.
Already? All right, I would go with Steph Curry just because he just redefined the game, and when he's healthy, he's rolling. Yeah, he's rolling.
All right, our last question. You were on the court when DeAndre dunked on Brandon Knight, one of the biggest posters ever in the league. Talk to us about that. That was crazy.
Well, first off, I was open, and I was still mad that I didn't get the ball because I was CP only throw it to you when you open so you get the assist. So you got to make sure you get the bucket, right? You get the assist, get the bucket.
Here comes Chris Paul. The lob. The jam! Oh, what a monster jam by DeAndre Jordan!
So I was open, and I was like, and then I looked, the ball went up. I was like, that shit is too high. There's no way he's catching that. And then I don't know what Brandon was thinking. Right. I don't know what he was thinking to go up and just be there. And DJ caught a body. And I'm telling you, the arena, if you come to Staples, the Laker games are really quiet. Our games are always loud. It's always conversations and stuff happening. You can hear anything in our arena. So it's always noisy. For some reason, it was just quiet. And then he just hit the ground. Bow! I was like, yo. He's done. I was like, he's done. And I'll never forget when he smacked and hit the ground and he was holding his neck and he got up and Bro, I went down there. I'll never forget. It was like 2-3 plays later. I was like, "You all right, young fella? Like, you good?" Like, because I felt bad because I knew he was done. He was. That stuff have an effect on you. And think about it. Think about this. He haven't been the same ever since that dunk. I love you, young fella, but he's never been the same since that dunk.
At least he's back in the league now, though. I don't know what team. Like, this, like who he played for. I couldn't tell you, but man,
yeah, the last sighting I saw was like Phoenix or something. But like that dunk really did something. Like that did something to him where it's just like I don't really like want to do nothing no more. Like this took it out of me. Like the air just gone. And he was a hell of a player.
He was.
Therapy, something like.
Somebody need to check on him, man. I'm telling you. I'm gonna actually reach out to my brother, man, because that was terrible, man. That was DJ actually really caught a body. He killed him.
What did you have to say about it? What did DJ say?
No, DJ was just like, I didn't even see him. Like when he came in the locker room, he was like, "Y'all see? I didn't even see him. I was so high, I didn't even." And I was like, "Bro, how you did not see him?" But when we practiced with that Lob City team, somebody got dunked on all the time, right? So they put cameras in there for practice because Blake wanted to like admire his work. He wanted to see like some of the guys he dunked on. Reggie Evans didn't like that. Ronnie Tyrioff didn't like that. Myself, I was always on the wing, so I wasn't in the paint area when the cats was getting bashed on. But they got some footage. I don't know if they ever released that footage from those practices.
Lob City, Doc?
Oh, I'm telling you, they had some dunks that Blake Griffin was spiking the basketball in way before what you're seeing right now.
Wow. So, Caron, who you calling a timeout on?
You know what? I'm calling a time. Can I call it on anyone?
Yeah.
I'm calling a timeout on just the state of Georgia. I don't think that Georgia should be the experimental state. I don't think that it should be the first state to, possibly open due to, the black and brown population. And obviously and clearly we have a lot of underlying health issues. I just don't feel like that should be the state that is one of the experimental states. When you talk about opening certain states, I think it should be in the realms of Iowa, Wisconsin, which is my home state, but the population of the black and brown community is extremely down, and also it's spaced out regions where, when social distancing is still important, people talk about the numbers and flatten the curve. The reason why the curve is flattened is because we've been practicing social distancing. But now you want to open up and, start having, interaction and stuff like that. I just think that the numbers are going to spike up tremendously. And, when it's affecting our community most, our resources are very limited. So I just hope that people stay aware, stay consciously aware, and, do their own research and be over-informed, because this thing is deadly.
We're with you. We're here. A lot of businesses are doing, I feel like a lot of people are making a choice, because you don't have to open your business just because the governor said, that you should. A lot of restaurants are still doing takeout, but I have seen some restaurants that are open for business and trying to create a weird version of social distancing. So yeah, I hope our people just band together and stay strong and away from each other and stay safe.
Yeah, I agree.
This is the craziest thing that I have. I have to say this. Like, our state of Wisconsin, we had Lieutenant Mandela Barnes on my podcast, and the state of Wisconsin still had the elections, the votes. And think about this: out of the entire state, the large population, the 7%, the large population of the black and brown community is in the Milwaukee region. And for some reason, in that polling area, you only open up 4 stations in a 3-mile radius for people to vote. So now you're going to compact everyone into this small location And then on the outskirts, like a mile away, everything, they got 10 locations to go vote at, 16. But it's like you're putting the carrot out there, like literally vote or die. Like that's one of those situations. So I don't know, man. I think it's carelessness. I think it's irresponsible. And I think the GOP need to be called and pulled by their coattail on that, because that's real. That's something real, and it's something that people can't recover from. A lot of people can't recover from, but our vote is important. You know, it's been a lot of sacrifices for our vote, so we have to still vote. The mail-ins don't usually get counted. So for some reasons, a lot of distortion and things happen, but I don't know, man. That's a big topic.
Facts. Well, Caron, we appreciate your time. We'll be definitely catch you on next Tuesday at 7 p.m. for the NBA Together virtual roundtable, for sure.
I appreciate you.
We appreciate your voice as being a leader in the community. And yeah, we'll keep showing love.
Yeah, always. Thank y'all. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.